If you're watching this, you're either a misunderstood weirdo or someone who really thinks DanDaDan is stupid and weird, which is partially true. It's crazy and different. We can all admit that DanDaDan is really weird, but if you're refusing to watch it, there's something you're missing. Hopefully by the end of this video, I can get you to realize that you should at least try DanDaDan before judging it. With that said, let's get into the video. Originally a manga, Yukinobu Tatsu's series DanDaDan has a very simple but unique plot that goes like this. A boy called Takakura Ken and a girl named Ayase Momo get into an argument about the existence of ghosts and aliens. Ken believes in aliens but denies the existence of ghosts. Momo refuses to believe in aliens but insists that ghosts are real. Both are very passionate about what they believe, and so they both set out to prove each other wrong. Momo goes to a UFO hotspot, and Ken goes to a haunted tunnel. Big surprise to find out that Ken and Momo were wrong. Aliens and ghosts both exist. Conflict with ghosts, controversy with aliens. A lot happens between all that, and now Momo and Ken are looking for Ken's lost family jewels. Yes, that's the actual plot to DanDaDan. It's pretty weird. Definitely, we can all agree on that. But does that mean you shouldn't watch it? I don't think so. DanDaDan has a lot of meaning and emotion behind all that weirdness. But before I give you some examples, I want to talk about this. Because I've been thinking recently, and I realized something very interesting. Cause lately I've been thinking about weird people, and how it's kinda unfair how we're treated, like different, avoided, excluded, and I always wondered, why are we considered weird? Like, why is that weird to begin with? But then that got me thinking about DanDaDan. Now, very surprisingly, I haven't heard anyone on the internet say anything like this. With my way of thinking, I was able to create what I think is a very good analogy. Anime is considered weird by lots of people, but even in the anime community, DanDaDan is the weird people of anime. What I mean by that is that DanDaDan, just like us weirdos, is ignored, belittled, and made fun of, all without even trying to watch it, or even trying to get to know it, to see the good parts. On the surface, it's a really weird, controversial anime, but if you actually try and see what it's about, you'll know it's more than that. Just like all the weird nerds out there. And that's why I think DanDaDan is so appealing to weirdos. Now I think it's time to talk about the controversy with Momo and the aliens. But before I get into that, here's your trigger warning. I'll keep spoilers low. But we all know what happens. Momo gets violated by these aliens, and that, her being a teenager, is very controversial, and I understand it. But from my point of view, it's all fiction, so I can kinda overlook it. I think there's something that all you people who thinks that's super controversial and won't watch the anime because of that are completely overlooking. And that's the fact that this is a horror anime. It's made to make you upset. That's the whole point. It's made to make you uncomfortable. It's made to make you want to look away from the screen. That's the whole point. And it's what makes DanDaDan so unique in that it dares to cross that line. If I'm being honest, it actually is kind of brave of Yukinobu Tatsu to publish such a controversial thing. However, this happens in real life to real people, real girls, and it's completely disgusting and it's horrible that that should ever happen in this world. But this is fiction. It's not real. No one's being harmed. even though it does happen in real life. I'm not saying that's not true or that it's something that should be ignored. It's a serious and very real problem, and it never should be justified. But remember, DanDaDan is a fictional horror anime, and if that's too much for you, it's completely fine. DanDaDan is weird and different. But yeah, that's my genuine opinion. I think these controversies and these realistic problems that characters have to face make DanDaDan more grounded in some areas and add more meaning and depth to the story. The smaller messages that come from these parts that are super controversial is that, hey, the world can be fun, it can be crazy, and it can be very exciting, but look, this is a real thing. This is what's happening behind all that. And so we should all do our best to help those who have had these terrible experiences. So yeah, that's DanDaDan. Really weird and crazy, just like us weirdos. It's really weird on the surface, but if you actually try and look deeper into what's going on, you'll realize that there's much more. So I think the surface level message of DanDaDan is embrace your weirdness, be weird. Despite what everyone else says that calls you strange, weird, stupid even, you know that under all the what people are seeing is a really good person with great traits, I promise. And if you learn to embrace your weirdness, you can really do anything. Because you being weird is what makes you you, and that's really important. So please don't think of yourself as inferior, because you're brave enough to be different. That's what I really wanted to say in this video. And I want to thank all of you who have watched till the end. My next milestone for this channel is to reach 25 subscribers. Now this is going really slow, and I don't really know why, because my previous channel, it's literally the same content, it did so well. So please, if you could help me, it'd be very greatly appreciated. That's all I have to say. I'll see you in the next video.